have now hit record, and we are recording tonight's training. Remember, again, just to mute yourself when you jump on the call, just because we are recording the training, and we want to make sure that everybody can hear what's going on, etc., and not miss a single thing. You can, when we kind of move to the question time, you can unmute yourself, ask a question, but then we just ask that you would mute yourself again quickly. And then you always have the chat function to ask questions in as well. Jackie and I will be keeping our eyes on that. And then lastly, go ahead and drop your name in the chat if you are new to JAFRA and you want to join our WhatsApp group called 4 Weeks to Launch. And that WhatsApp group is probably going to evolve, and I'll talk to you about that in just a second. But go ahead, drop your name in the chat, your leader's name, and where you're from and your phone number, because we're going to invite you to our WhatsApp group for new consultants and renewing consultants. So I know a lot of people on the call also used to be in JAFRA and are now coming back to JAFRA. Welcome back to the fam. Don't ever leave. We've got the best thing ever, but welcome back, and we're just so happy that you're here. So I'll quickly introduce myself. My name is Hannah Wachter, and I have been in JAFRA for a little bit under 2 years now, working it as a business, I'll say. And I'm a district manager 2, on my way to district manager 3, right, Lisa? And I'm just loving every minute of my JAFRA journey and having so much fun with it. I have a marketing background in marketing and communications. It's what I did for 5 years before this. And so I'm just all about using social media to help you grow your business. So that's a little bit about me. Jackie, tell them about you.
Hey everyone, my name's Jackie Alves. I am a District Director 2 with JAFRA. I've been in JAFRA for 3 years now and just promoted to DD2, so needless to say, I'm a little bit excited and shiny about the whole thing. I was a little overdressed today. My lashes are extra long and my liner's extra thick because I'm super excited.
Yes.
And, I don't have quite the marketing background that Hannah has. However, I have always loved show and tell. I always say that was my favorite subject in school. So I've become quite an expert on social media just because I love to show and tell the things that I love, which are typically my family, Jesus, JAFRA, and all things that have to do with making women feel more beautiful about themselves.
Yes, I love that. Yes, making women feel like they can show up as their best selves. Absolutely. Okay, so tonight, you guys, we are going to talk a little bit about Facebook Live, actually. So normally Jackie and I, we do this training, and Jackie says we play good cop, bad cop. I kind of tell you what you should do. She kind of tells you what you shouldn't do. And I talk a little bit, just about some simple steps that you can, for every kind of post that you have, like 4, I call it my recipe for success, just 4 main things that you should have in every post that you put out there to social media for your business. I'm going to repeat them for sure tonight, but I'm going to repeat them from the perspective as though you're doing it in a Facebook Live. So that's going to be the context of our class tonight. And you can apply some of these same principles to a static post, with a picture or whatever and whatnot. But tonight we're going to be mainly focusing on Facebook Lives. And the reason why we're going to focus on Facebook Lives is because video is the most watched content on Facebook. And static posts are great, but we'd all do it. You just like scroll through, you thumb through. But if someone's talking or if someone's engaging or showing something, it's going to make you stop. And the one main reason why that is because it's social media. Facebook is meant to build relationships. It's meant to drive engagement. It's meant to facilitate community. And so when I see Jackie talking, I'm way more interested because I'm like, who is this girl? I always watch her like post her beautiful pictures about her before and afters, but I want to know what she's really like. So when she does a video and she's doing a Facebook Live, I get to hear her inflections and I get to see her mannerisms and how she is as a person. And as a person, that makes me feel like I know her better and that I'm creating more of a community with her and I have more of a relationship with her. So video content is really, really powerful. Even if it's not a Facebook Live, even the videos that JAFRA puts out for us to promote and sell, or to promote other products, or even for Father's Day or things like that. those videos are great, you guys, and you really should use that because videos just kind of capture people in a different way than static content does. So that's why we're going to talk a little bit about Facebook Live tonight. I know that Facebook Live feels intimidating for a lot of people, but it does not have to be. And so I'm going to kind of give you some tips about how you can make it feel a little bit more manageable and not quite so intimidating once you get started. So the first thing that you need to do is you need to prepare ahead. It's like any kind of presentation that you would give. If I just jumped on this call right now and I was like, I don't have any idea what I'm going to say, would you guys be happy with that if I didn't actually have good training content for you? Like, you showed up as my viewer to hear something of value from me. And so it's only right that when we jump on Facebook Live, especially for our businesses, right? Because we're trying to show up professionally as credible businesswomen and experts in JAFRA, that we know what we're talking about. So one important way that you can go about that is by preparing for your Facebook Live. And so you will, I always have a script. You guys can't see my picture here. I'll hold it in front of my body, but I always have a script. I was telling one of my consultants, I just did 2 Facebook Lives today. Here's my other little script that I have. I always just have down a little bit of notes of what do I want to say. And the reason why that is because it's going to help me kind of have some smoother transitions, because it's really easy to get on live and be like I don't actually know what I'm trying to talk about. Here's this Defy eye cream. It's great, and you should get it. Like that's not enough. Like, we need to have a little bit more purpose and intention behind what we're doing, right? Just saying it's great is kind of like an announcement. So you really need to have a little bit more of an explanation about whatever it is that you're doing your live with. So take your time to go ahead and prepare, have a script, and get your product ready. Especially if you're going to talk about product. And I'm going to turn off my virtual background here because I know that it's going to get in my way from demonstrating what I'm trying to show you. But especially if you're going to have product, don't be like, oh, I wanted to tell you about the eye cream. Hold on, it's over here. And then you like go off camera and you go get it. And then they're just like looking at your background and stuff like that. Again, this is about professionalism, right? So if you're going to show up and you're going to talk about the 2 treatment products in the Defy line, you need to know what those 2 treatment items are. They need to be right there next to you. You need to be like, you can do this Defy Eye Express treatment, and then the next thing you're going to want to do is the active firming serum, and you're going to want to show them. You're going to want to open up the product if you can, demo it, show it on the back of your hand. Be prepared. Again, that's just part of being professional, because think of it like a video shoot. You're going to show up with your script. Even actors, when they do a video shoot, they're showing up with their script. They know what they're going to say. And if you have to, practice. There's times that I have my description for my Facebook Live up. I have everybody tagged who I want to make sure that they see it. And I have my script, I have my product there. And before I hit go live, I literally will stand there sometimes, depending on what it is, right? Because some things I really want to deliver well. And I will just stand there and I will practice it. I will rehearse it over and over again. And there's nothing... do that so you feel comfortable with the transition, so that when you go on, you feel very natural. You've done it already 4 or 5 times, and people can tell that you kind of have that natural energy about you. So those are just some quick tips in terms of preparation. And then honestly, you guys, just take a deep breath and go. It's live for a reason, because people want to see you be human and see you interact and be yourself. And it's okay if you have your stumblings and your utterances or whatever, because again, it's about that relationship piece. And so people, when you're too scripted, it's kind of like, well, that was really fake or whatever. But when you know where you're going, right, you can kind of ebb and flow within the outline of what you're trying to do and where you're trying to go. You can be a little bit more human. So don't forget to be relatable, just breathe, have fun. Everyone's in the same boat. I know some cities and some states, you can go out and you can do things with people face to face again, one-on-one and in different circumstances, but in other places you can't. And that's why, again, live is so important right now so that we can demo our product. And even these tips, you know, when you're doing even Zoom parties or Facebook parties or whatever, these are great tips that you can translate over to that kind of arena too, to really help you grow your business. But just remember, at the end of the day, it's going to be okay. And you just take a deep breath and you go. I do want to just make sure too that to highlight a couple things when you do go, make sure that you do have a good description in your comment section. So when you go live, you actually get to have a caption. And it's important in that caption to really kind of either do some sort of like teaser or intriguing, like, hey, come watch this, because like today, one of the lives I did, you know, the imperfection corrector is on sale. So I said, jump on, let's talk about dark circles, concealer, color correcting, and eye cream, you know, and they're all like, ooh, let's go. So I had a lot of people jump on. So do some sort of teaser commentary in there, if you will. One of the 4 steps that I really think are important to every kind of post you have, whether static or in a live, is some sort of call to action. So that's kind of the final thing, but always have a call to action. And sometimes you can include that call to action, if you will, in your description. You don't have to, depending on what it is, but you can. And if you're going to be demoing product, again, if I'm going to be talking about the active firming serum, I think it's important to post the link in your lives, in your description part, so your customers don't have to go searching for it, because the call to action always is for them to go ahead and purchase it or whatever. So make sure they can find that easily, and that can be found very easily within the description section. Jackie, you're just nodding. I could like keep going. I'm gonna go. Is it okay? I'm just gonna keep going. Okay. So and I want to say so let's talk really quickly about that recipe of 4. So, you know, you always want to create the need, create the problem, right? So for my live that I did today, I talked about dark circles. What woman is always like, we always are concerned about dark circles and things around our eyes, right? So that was the need. That was the issue that I created. And then I talked about the color corrector. I'm coming in with the solution and talking about how that's different from concealer, right? And so I am creating a need. So create a problem, show a need, like create a need, show a problem, that kind of thing. That's step 1. Create a solution, be the solution, and particularly with a JAFRA product, or how JAFRA can meet that need or that problem. So that's step 2. You're creating a need, you're creating a want, you're creating a desire, and then you're being the solution. And then you're making sure to educate and entertain them at the same time. So you're bringing value to them. You're talking about the benefits. Jackie can unpack this a little bit more later too, but you're talking about the benefits of the product and the value that it's going to bring to them. Again, that's like bolstering up the need and why you are the solution. So you're educating them on that. So that's the 3rd thing. And in your education piece, you're also kind of drawing them in, asking them to engage, because this again is social media. So the more engagement there is, the more popular that live is going to be. And then that fourth final step is that call to action. So I've created the need, I've provided a solution, I've educated you on that solution, I've sold you on it because I've showed you the benefit and the value of that solution and how it's going to improve the dark circles under your eyes. If I just walked away and didn't tell them how they could get that color corrector, what they could do with it, that would be a waste, right? So have that call to action that says, here, it's on sale right now, just this week only. Here, click this link, or send me a private message to talk about which imperfection corrector would be the right thing for you. Direct them to something so that all of that great time and preparation that you had is not wasted, because you have now, you're telling them what to do with all that great information that you gave them. Two other things I quickly just want to say is when you jump on a live, most people watch your live on replay. Fun fact, most people watch your live on replay. So when you get on a live, don't sit there for like a minute or so and be like, okay, I'm going to wait for people to get on. Because if you want people to watch it, and again, most people are going to watch it on replay, people watch like your live for about the first 15 seconds to see if they're going to be interested in it. And if the first 15 seconds you're just standing there and waiting for people to get on, they're going to click out, right? So like immediately when you start your live, be like, hey, welcome. What's going on? I'm so excited to talk to you today about it, like dark circles under your eyes and this imperfection corrector and how it's going to help you. And then you can say something like, if you're watching this on replay, I always do this. If you're watching this on replay, put hashtag replay down below. Today, for both of my lives, I did put an emoji. Again, I'm trying to immediately engage them so they stay with me. I say, it's Monday. What's your Monday mood today? Put an emoji down below that expresses your Monday mood. So do something that's going to kind of like encourage them to want to stay, but please, please don't just jump on live and then wait and just like stare, because most people are going to watch your live again on replay. Because, you know, I do a live at 2 p.m. Well, most of my clients are working. They're going to go back and watch that later, right? So they're not going to want to sit there for a minute while I'm just like waiting for everybody to get on. So, hey, Jillian. So just make sure you do that, okay? But do something immediately to engage them and get their attention and then want to make them stay. So that's like my verbal explosion of all the things I want to say about live. Now, I know Jackie's going to come in and fill it in, and I know that there's some questions in the chat, and so we're going to kind of fill in those bare bones, and then she's going to give you great tips and tricks because Jackie Els is the live master. And so, yeah, Jackie, take it away. Let's go from there.
So Hannah has some amazing points, and I love how she says, like, I'll come in and fill it in because we kind of speak each other's language anyway. So what she said about, you know, be prepared when you get on and don't just sit there either. I want to take you through a couple of things when you get on live. Just a couple of quick tips on that. Introduce yourself straight out the gate. Don't assume everybody's your grandma and your neighbor and your best friend. Assume that somebody later might be watching it who doesn't know or doesn't remember who you are. So introduce yourself. Say, hi everyone, my name's Jackie Alves. I'm with JAFRA Cosmetics, and then say your tagline if you've got one. If you don't have one, that's something that we can talk about another time in social media, like branding yourself, figuring out who you are. But I always say, welcome into my beauty bar where science and makeup equal beauty. I love this science of skincare and makeup. And pairing that together always equals beauty for me. So it's kind of like science and art equals beauty. So see, I even screwed up my own tagline and just swept around and fixed it. Nobody knows. But introducing yourself, have a great tagline, and then go in immediately. Don't worry about if nobody's on yet, just like Hannah said. And then also want to touch base with what Hannah said about being prepared. Now, she gave you your 4 elements to touch on. And I want you to kind of think about who you are and who you want to be in JAFRA and where your passion lies. Do you just love our skincare, our body care, nail stuff, hair stuff? Are you scared to death of makeup? No sweat, don't worry about it. You don't have to be makeup artists. Like literally, it's who you are and who your people are going to identify with. However, you all know that I love makeup, and that's always what I lead with, even though skincare is really my passion and my bread and butter. I just lead with makeup. So in prepping for what I want to do on Facebook Live, I think, okay, it's Wednesday. That's the day I love to do Facebook Live, or it's Tuesday night when I'm prepping. What do I want to talk about? So sometimes, most of the time, I'll go into our brochure and I'll look and see what's going well together. What do I want to talk about that's on sale or what's been presented as a set? You know, skincare, that's easy. We've always got a great skincare set. But once in a while with makeup, you kind of have to connect the dots. So right here we see all these items. We've got a foundation and a powder for $29, and we've got primer for $14. But when you look at that, that's a 3-piece set right there. Those are fabulous foundational items. So for $39, $40, so for $43, you can get these 3 items. So that immediately clicks in my head. $43 for those 3 items is less than 1 foundation at the Estee Lauder counter. And I can say that because I used to work there. I know. So take your foundation and your primer and your powder. Well, I'll just use this one. It's a loose powder in the picture, but just so you can get the idea, I'll put these 3 together. I make sure I have my product. I make sure I have my brochure there. So I've got a photo. I've already calculated the total in my head. So I'm prepped to go on. Hannah, do you want to take a couple of those questions real quick before I go any further? It looks like we have a lot popping up.
Yeah, I do see that. So Janine is asking, do you always do your live from your business page or do you use your personal page? I'm going to let you tackle that one, Jackie.
Always on my business page. My friends do not want to see what I have for sale. My pastor and his wife, my husband's friends, my aunts, they don't care, and I don't want to lose my friends. Those are valuable relationships to me. That's why I created a business page. However, on my personal page, I will say, oh my gosh, I love this company. I'm so excited. I just promoted to district director. Oh my God, I'm so excited. I just earned a summer trip. Things that are landmarks in my career, I will share because other people would share if they got promoted or moved to CEO of a company or something. So that's okay. But as far as my lives and my demos, the guys in my church don't really care that I'm doing brows today. But on my business page, they really care, and that's great because then I can boost that as well. And that's something that we'll talk about later in depth. But boosting things is very important to me that have good content. I can reach a certain viewer, a certain audience by paying a few bucks on Facebook. So that business pages give you a better ability to reach a different type of audience than just your regular everyday friends.
Yes,
so there's lots of advantages.
Right. So I just want to reiterate, like your personal page is your personal life, things that are personal to you. Your business page, think of it like your brick and mortar store. People are walking into your store. It's where they get to know your product line and do all of those things. Your people on your personal page are not always choosing to walk into your brick and mortar store. And so you just want to keep the lines there respectable. And also because if you go too far on your personal page, you can get in Facebook jail, meaning your page will get locked down and stuff. You can't post at all, not even about your dog or your cat or your grandbaby or anything. So you just want to be really careful with that. And again, on social media, we're really trying to establish a professional presence. And so having that business page comes with certain things like Jackie was talking about as well. Like boosting and targeting markets and other things like that. Jackie, do you post ahead of time that you'll be going live?
Yeah, and I did see that question. It's a great question. So actually I was going to mention that because I did say the night before I'll be thinking about, okay, tomorrow's Wednesday. That's when I like to do my lives. What am I going to post? Once I get it figured out, and it doesn't take that long. I don't have to super formulate something, but you can see how quick that was for me to figure out, this is a great thing. I like put these 3 things together and that would be great. I can show those 3 things real easy. So that night before, once I figured that out, I will quick go on and post just the words, or maybe just a picture of the product plus the words. Don't forget to don't miss tomorrow's live video on all things foundation, or just something that sounds catchy. Or like Hannah said, that would be a great place to put that pain point or put that problem area that you want to bring their attention to because you have the solution for it. So it could be something like, sick of spending too much money on foundations that don't match, or something like that. Make sure to catch my live video tomorrow at 9 a.m. So what that does is it gets your audience ready to watch it tomorrow at 9 a.m. Or even if they're not available, they know that you did one, they can catch a replay. But something that is so important is it holds you accountable. You can't go, I'm just going to catch this one show because I was binging since last night and the bonbons are in the freezer. So I'm going to sit here and I'll do the live later. Like, it's fine. If you already posted that at 9 o'clock, people are waiting and you have to get on. And I've done that to myself on purpose because then I'm like, oh man, I wanted to stay in bed, but now I have to go get on Facebook Live because I told everybody I was going to. So It's a great accountability measure. And also then your audience begins to know what to expect from you. So you get them in the loop as well. So instead of having 2, 3, and 4 viewers, you'll have 10, 11, 12, and 20. And like Hannah said, most people catch you on the replay. So never let those numbers be daunting to you. If you're like, man, I only had 1 person watch me the whole time. Don't worry about it. Later in the day, you'll have 50 more.
Yep. I want to just jump on this really quickly, Jackie, because you talked about it already, but you can train your audience. And again, this is a cool thing about a business page too. That's very different from a personal page. You get to see the insights of your business page so you can see day by day when your people on average like watch you the most or are paying attention to your pages the most or are online the most, etc. And I actually went in and looked at it just last week, and I realized like, oh, I have actually over time done enough lives at the same time that I have now trained my audience, my customer base, my viewership to know that on Fridays at this time, I am online. And you can see the spike in my activity where people have now been like, oh yeah, she's always online. It's Wednesday at 9 a.m. and Jackie's gonna go live and she's gonna teach me some new makeup trick. I better be on there. So if you do want to build your live audience, or you do want to start to train your clients and your customers to know when to follow you and to catch it live and in person, because maybe they want to ask a question. Maybe I have a really burning question about foundation, and I saw that last night, and I want to be there so I can type in the chat and ask Jackie my question. If you train your people, they will start to show up more and more and more. And that just speaks to one other thing, regardless of whether it's a Facebook Live or whether it is a static post, you have to be consistent. And it, like Jackie said, when you advertise it beforehand, you are held accountable. But either way, even if you don't advertise it, just be consistent. Be consistent with jumping on and doing a live, because again, it's going to add more engagement, and you're going to start to train your people like, okay, this is her time. This is when she's always on, and I don't want to miss it, you know? So that's a really great part of using social media and how it can really benefit and build your business that way too. So I just wanted to jump in on that before we moved on quickly from that, Jackie.
Yeah, and then I think Deb has a question. She says, can you go live in your private group? You can go live anywhere on Facebook. It just that limits which type of group dictates who's going to be able to see it. If it's not a public group, then only people in that group can see it. So I'm going to go ahead and move on. Like I was saying, I paired those 3 items and realized they were only $43, and that got me pretty excited to share with everybody. You know, I just think that that's bomb right there, that we can get those 3 products for under the price of one foundation at your average beauty counter. So I love that. And then I would have that ready to go. I grab those 3 products, and then I just want to share a feature and a benefit of each one. Like Hannah said, you know, I just want to say these 3 things are amazing. These are some of your most important foundational items. You always want to start with a primer. And this is the mattifying primer. So that's a feature. The benefit of the mattifying primer is it's really going to matte down the skin, and it's going to kind of fill in the pores, but it also is going to help your foundation last throughout the day much longer than it would on its own. Then next, I have a foundation for you. This is our Royal Jelly foundation. This one is amazing because it has skincare in it, you guys, so it's great for your skin. So it's a liquid foundation that will give you a medium to full coverage. Therefore, you can cover up them freckles and dark spots that you hate, but it's also got a little bit of sun protector in it too. It's got an SPF of 20 in it, so that's going to help protect your face from the sun, and the sun is what makes those dark spots and freckles darker. So I just gave you like 2 or 3 benefits, 2 or 3 features with benefits of those features just in one product. You could have just picked one. You didn't have to blabber as much as I did. And then also you have a powder. This powder is amazing. It's 2-in-1 powder. It's a full coverage powder. You can wear it just as a foundation by itself. I love it because it really works together well with that foundation and gives a full coverage matte finish over the top of that, and helps my foundation last even longer. So those 3 items together are going to give me a great palette all day long. And like I said, they're on sale, all 3 of them, for only $43 this month. And so, you know, then you can go on and talk a little bit more about maybe a concealer that would go with it. You could actually use them on the live, or you can just talk about them. So see, you don't even have to be a makeup artist or know much about makeup. Just talk about a feature and a benefit of each product, and you just are bringing your audience a great deal. But what I did was, I wasn't sure what my content was going to be. And I know a lot of you may feel that way. You're like, I don't even know what to talk about. Give me a break. Like, I'm not getting on live for one. Even if I was gonna, I don't know what I'm talking about anyway, you crazy blonde lady. Well, I just want to encourage you to check out your sale brochure, because you can get lots of ideas of what you want to talk about, something that's your favorite product. This crazy thing here, I've been blabbering about this all week, the 4 for $49. Show that cute little bag and talk about the most expensive products in there. Or talk about the sun care and talk about how you went boating with your husband and he got fried because he was a goofball and forgot his sunscreen. I mean, you know, it's just a relatable story. And it's something that you're sharing with your viewers that love you. They want to hear what you have to say anyway. So that's just a fun story. So plan it. Then also, once you get next month's brochure, you can also begin to plan for that, and you can work in advance. So you can be formulating, like taking notes the next week, what you love about this. Oh, I can't wait to show this. Soon, I don't have this thing yet, but I'm going to show it as soon as it gets here. Or, oh yeah, look, I have a bunch of these perfumes in stock. I better sell these because they're on sale. So take note of what maybe you've already got that you want to move, or take note of what you need to order right on the first. Be prepared and get that, so you can do your live based on what's hot and new next month. So with that said, needless to say, I'm kind of bonked out about the brow products, right? I mean, you guys can imagine,
of course,
these new brow products, but nobody has them and I can't get them. So I'm irritated, right? But I still want to tell my clients, we have brow products next month, but I don't have one. So what am I going to do? So all I did was post a picture of myself and a picture of this that I just took a picture with my phone and edited. And I put the picture of the picture in Facebook with a picture of myself and said, I can't wait till next month till we get these brow products I'm going to share with you. So don't feel limited by what you've got in your hands. Be creative and know that you could even just make a photo of yourself and just edit, you know, just Photoshop another picture on or something like that. So use what you've got. Looks like we have a lot.
Yeah. Well, let me say this. Another thing is I have been using the Cajal liner. You say it. And I was like, oh, I'm going to do a Makeup Monday Facebook Live. I'm going to surprise my viewers because I always do them on Friday and they're going to be totally caught off guard because I'm going to do a Makeup Monday. And then I saw the color corrector come out on sale and I had a couple people asking me questions about it. And I was like, stop, pivot. I'm going to do this because it's hot and popular right now. And I have my clients asking about it. But I just want to say again, if you don't know, you know, JAFRA's doing great things where they're almost giving us one new sale every week, pretty much, a flash sale. So if in doubt, you can always even just talk about those items and that again will help you move your items, get your sales in for the week and those things like that. So I really love what Jackie said. When in doubt, go to the sales brochure. Go to the flash sales that are happening each week and look at those to get ideas. And if you don't know, ask somebody. And you can also, I always talk about this every time, but you know, the way you learn about the features and the benefits of the product is you go to the product pages, you go to our beautiful like book, basically, that's our full catalog.
Yeah.
Right? You learn a couple things about it and then you just talk. Again, you don't have to demo it the way like Jackie would or somebody else. You can find a couple things, latch onto those and just share them and just share them authentically from your heart because that is, again, what's going to draw people in. So we do have a couple questions going on here. So someone asked if you can boost a watch party. My answer to that is, so the purpose of a watch party is also for you to be sitting there and to engage with your people as they're watching it. So if you're going to boost a watch party, you can't really be sitting there the entire time the boost is live because you have to really think of a boost like an ad. You know, so it's constantly running for people to see and to view. So you can boost any video. I just wouldn't start it as a watch party if that was me. I hope that answers your question, Danielle. Jack, anything to add to that or?
No, I did just want to touch on a couple of things that I had brought up earlier on how to formulate what your content is going to be, because I know that holds a lot of people back. They just feel like they don't know what to talk about. And then even if there is a subject they're hot on, they want to talk about, it's like, what's the next step? So I don't.
But before you do that, we have more questions. Can we answer them real quick?
Certainly.
Okay. So someone asked, how long do you stream live? How long do you go live for? Do you want to answer that?
So I'm just going to back up and talk about what just about was to say was when you're formulating your plan, notice I chose 3 items. So when you're trying to pick what you want to talk about, I chose 3 items based on something that caught my attention, something I thought would pair well together, and something I knew my audience would love. But now there's a lot of things that could go with that, like a concealer. I could show all of those things. I could do skincare before, but I definitely want to keep it to about 15 minutes, maybe 20 if it's just conversational. Now, when I'm doing a full-blown makeup tutorial, it runs 50 minutes sometimes because I'm interacting with the audience. They're asking questions. I'm stopping and answering, and I've started from skincare and ended with eyebrows and lipstick. So it's meant to be a full hour. So take that into consideration when you're asking how long it should be. Think about first, what are you doing? Are you just being conversational and showing something new and fun? Or are you giving some serious instruction that honestly takes a full hour? I would always suggest 15 minutes, but if you're doing a makeup tutorial, or if you were a hairdresser and you were showing how to do a haircut, it's going to take a little while if it's instructional. So always take that into account. And then also, like I said, have your items ready and have them near. So you can't see what I have over here, but excuse the movement, you guys. I'm going to just bring this close and turn it around. So over here, I've got my whole mess of everything I need to be successful on a live video, sitting right within arm's reach. And I even have a soda in case I get the that you need, including the books. So you can see that everything you need is within arm's reach. Like Hannah said, you don't want to be leaving your screen and taking off and leaving everybody sitting there wondering where you went. So have it all right there. That helps you with your plan, and it helps you with your confidence as well. So you're not feeling strung from here to there, and you get on and then you wind up just blabbering and talking because you felt a little, kind of strung around. That way, you're more focused.
Jackie, would you do a display of the objects if you could?
You can absolutely do a display right here beside yourself, which is always great. Having that product there is really cool. I'm not equipped for that. I don't want to drag another shelf over here. But if you have that available to you, that looks really great. Or, I could even position my camera down a little bit and show them. But and that's great if you are showing and using your hands. But if you're going to be teaching, you want your eyelash in there, whatever, you're going to want to have them within a quick arm's reach so you can get into that mascara, whatever it is you're doing.
Love it. Jackie, I'm looking at you and I'm looking at me, and there was a reason why earlier on today I had my virtual background on, because when we first got on the call. So let's talk a little bit about lives and backgrounds. What do you think about that?
Background and lighting, let's go.
Yeah, all right. So when you're doing your live, it is super important to be mindful of your background, right? So for instance, I know a lot of people do, especially let's say they're demoing their makeup or something like that. Sometimes they do it in a bathroom. Well, if I'm gonna do it in my bathroom and I know my mirror is somehow, or my camera angle somehow has my toilet in the background or something like that, I need to be very mindful of that, right? Earlier today, instead of doing my live down here in my office, like I actually have a whole corner over here set up for my Facebook Lives. I'm not doing that right now.
Darian is just cracking up. I think we had an experience.
She's laughing, but you laugh, Jerry, but it is true. I'm telling you.
It is true. You don't want to see your toilet.
Right, exactly. And earlier today, I did my live, the color corrector up at my vanity, right? And I had turned my camera on even before I started, because this is why practice is important. Before I hit live, I set my camera up, I looked at everything behind me, and I realized, oh, well, that door over there leading to my bathroom is open, and that doesn't look professional. So I'm gonna go shut that, right? So be mindful of your background when you're doing your live. Don't have a huge mess behind you. Don't have a lot of distracting stuff behind you. Again, even in my situation right now, like my lighting overhead here is not super ideal, but so just be mindful of stuff like that. Now look at Jackie's background. She's got this beautiful black screen. I know this for a fact. I know that it's a screen because I've been there, but it's a beautiful black screen. She has a peacock feathery plant over there, which is really complementary to her setup. And then she's got that beautiful purple scarf, just kind of adding a fun color pop. So the whole back isn't just like, one black long blah, so be mindful of that setting. And look how beautiful and professional she looks right now. She looks classy. It doesn't distract from whatever she's about to teach you, right? With her makeup or whatever she's going to demo. So really be mindful of your background when you're doing your lives too, because again, that's part of that professional presentation.
Yeah, that's a good point too. And I love that you mentioned about the background and how you had a virtual background. Those are super handy if you're just in a place where you can't, you know, you don't have a choice, you don't have a screen available. So, you know, being really mindful of the background. And also I want to challenge you all to look this week, go to Instagram, go to Facebook and look at live videos of other women that maybe don't have anything to do with JAFRA, and check out what they're doing and look at what you like and what you don't like. So, you know, I always watch makeup videos with younger women who do amazing jobs. And sometimes I'm looking, I'm going, I'd never do all of that, girl. That is so much. But, you know, I love what they're doing and I love to watch it. But then I will also look at their background, and sometimes they'll have like their messy bed, or like they have just a white wall, nothing's hanging on it. Like it looks like they don't even, like they're in somebody else's old apartment or something, or there's baby toys scattered everywhere. And it makes me think, where are your kids at right now? Are you doing this hour-long eyeshadow tutorial? Who's watching your babies? So, you know, just think about, what does your background say? And is it complementary to what you're doing? And my background is more of a lighting issue. So it would look super cool if I had the beauty bar and really groovy and professional, but I have a huge bay window back there that lets in too much of this early evening light, and it would just be blasting, and then I would be a black silhouette, and that would really defeat my purpose. So think about your lighting as well. And so I've blacked that out behind me, and then I have a beautiful light ring in front of me. And so that's something else. Hannah, you want to talk about some lighting?
Yeah, so I think I love that you brought up the window that you have in the beauty bar, because and this is really huge, guys. It's better for you to be, if you have a window in your situation, it's better for you to face that window and get natural light equally distributed on your face than it is for you to sit in front of a window. And like Jackie said, you will be blacked out, because that's going to shine super bright and you're going to just be a silhouette. It's going to be really hard to see you. Okay. So if you can, not always, try to pivot yourself so you're facing a window to get some of that natural light. But sometimes that's not enough. So these little ring lights, you can see, I'm going to pull mine down here in front. These guys are so handy, and you can get them on Amazon, and they're really affordable, you know, $15 or less. And what these do is they really help to put light equally all over your face and to distribute the light properly, because people want to be able to see all sides of you equally, not where you have a lot of, you know, shadow like this on one side or something and the other side looks really shadowy. You want to have light equally distributed on your face, especially, for instance, if you were going to demo makeup or something. It would be really hard to tell the effect if you had lighting that was inconsistent across your face. Again, it also just doesn't look as professional when you have different light, you know, kind of going all sorts of different angles and things like that. So be mindful of your lighting if you can. I think Tisha just posted down here that Best Buy is having a really great sale on ring lights. Ring lights are very common things. You can even get ones attached to your phone. I mean, you can even get ones that clip onto your phone, and you can just, you know, do your thing right then and there. So again, make it nice and even so people can perfectly see your face and not be distracted by that. Jackie, what else would you have to say about lighting?
Definitely, if you're not going to use a computer and you want to use your phone for your lives, definitely get a tripod. If you don't have a little light ring that has an attachment for your phone to fit into, get a little tripod, or at least get some books and boxes stacked up so you can put your phone on it. Don't do your lives holding your phone if you can help it. Now, sometimes we're outside and there's a reason why we're out and we're mobile and we're talking in our phone, but if you can help it, get that phone stationary so that you're not swaying around and shaking, and it's really hard to watch and you're going to make people motion sick. So just invest in a tripod. I'll never forget the first time Lori Alley told me that. I was new at doing live videos, and I loved live. I wanted to do them so bad. So I just hop on and I start doing them. And she was like, you may want to consider a tripod, because I'm like all over the place swinging around my chair. And she's like, let's talk about tripods. And oh man, I tried so hard and all I wanted to hear was, so proud, you're so brave. And it was hard for me to take at first. Gosh, why can't I just listen to people? She was absolutely right. I was being crazy with that phone. I can see it now, what I used to do. And so I want you to please keep in mind to give yourself grace. It's all progress. If you guys could see my eyebrows 4 years ago, you would laugh and you would understand why my family told me to stop doing my eyebrows like a chola, because they were like pencil thin. And now I really, really like them. And you can see the progress. It's all progress. My live videos are, it's all progress. So if you can at least just get on and try, it's way further than you were yesterday if you were afraid to do them. So Hannah likes to talk about what to do, and I like to talk to you about what not to do. And I want to tell you right now, do not be afraid.
Yes.
Overcome fear and just hit the live button. It's only your friends that are going to be watching you when you first get started. You're not an overnight sensation. You don't have all of Nashville wanting you to sing. It's okay. It's probably just your neighbor, your grandma, and your husband staring at you. And you can be crazy if you want. You don't have that big of an audience maybe yet. So don't be afraid to go on. Do not be afraid. But also I wanted to share with you, I know I've said it before in this group. You may have already heard me say it, but the very first time I ever went live, I didn't even know I went live. It was a brand new feature with Facebook. I didn't know it was there. I wasn't in JAFRA yet. I wasn't doing live videos. I was literally on the freeway driving from California to Nevada, and in one of like LA looking kind of freeway. It was horrible. Yeah, I was on my phone, right? So I opened Facebook. I accidentally hit the go live button. I didn't know what it was. And I was like, woo! I was live all of a sudden. I was like, they're going to catch me driving on my phone. Everybody's going to see me. I threw it in the floorboard because I didn't even know what it was. I didn't know how to turn it off. So there I was, driving all the way from California to Nevada for 4 hours, and my phone was on live video the whole time in my floorboard. So I would say that I've made progress, wouldn't you?
Yes, I love it. And I'm so glad you said that about don't be afraid. Jillian made a comment earlier, like, I know I just need to get out of my comfort zone. We all do. Even Jackie and I, who are like, hey, look at me. We still have things we need to do, even with lives, to get out of our comfort zone. And it's okay. And remember what I said way back at the beginning, live videos, video content, is the most popular content on Facebook. So if you really want to grow your business, then doing a live is basically an essential to help you move forward, because you're going to get more viewership, you're going to get more attention, you're going to get people who are going to tune in and really pay attention. So if you're committed to really growing, you got to get over the hump and just do it. Just jump in the deep end of the pool. I'm going to use an example with my consultant. Lisa used to be in JAFRA a while ago. She just recently joined back. She was like, I can't do lives. I can't do it. I can't do it. You do it all the time. I can't do it. I'm so uncomfortable. And I was like, girl, come on. You got this. And we have been just like trying to surround her with encouragement and love. And so finally the other day she went for a walk after work, and she just went live on her walk. And I don't know, you did it for maybe like 5-10 minutes or something, Lisa, right? And by the end of it, like after she gets off her live, she's like talking like, hey, who wants to walk with me? By the end of it, she's like, that was so easy. I'm going to do this again. So I want you guys to know, like, once you get over the hump, and maybe if your first live isn't anything to do with JAFRA at all, maybe just go live, period. Like Lisa did, just go live, just press the button and do it. Once you do it a couple times, you're going to get over the hump, and you're going to say like, oh, it's not really that big of a deal. And you're going to see how fun it is to engage with people and how people like to watch you and jump on. And so I really want to echo what Jackie said. If we want to grow, we got to get out of our comfort zones. And this is a really lucrative, important way that you can do that in your JAFRA business to help you really grow. So I just really want to emphasize that too. Okay.
Do we need to answer any questions, Hannah?
I'm checking the chat. I think you answered the phone.
Real quick, while you are checking the chat, Hannah, I want to let everybody know that I gave you 3 products to kind of give you an idea of how to pair things. Hannah's talked to you a lot about her content, and we really just want to encourage you to just go live. If you're not comfortable talking about that many things, or you feel like you would just lose it, maybe you're great at planning that, but then when it's time to push the button, you just lose what you were supposed to talk about. I'm the other way around. I'm not great at planning it. I'm better if I just push the button and go live. So whatever your obstacle may be, keep it simple and just go live, even if it was just to go like this, a feature and a benefit of the brochure. Let me show you this. Hey you guys, it's me, Jackie Alves. I'm super excited. I've been in JAFRA for a little while now, and I'm going live today for like the -0th time. Like, I don't even feel like this is a real live, but I just wanted to share with you that we have a great sale brochure this month in JAFRA. You can see there's summer products on the front, and there's some sunscreen here. We have a lot of other great sales going on, and I love the products. I love all of you, and I would love to share with you what's inside. Give me a call or shoot me a message, and I would love to give you a brochure, or even just give you a digital brochure and share some of these amazing things with you. I hope you all have a great day. I love you. Bye. And that's it. So I like showed them the cover of the brochure, but it was more about me getting my face on that camera so that my friends and family could see me. And it's just a matter of just doing it. If you wanted to get on and say, I just was testing this camera today to see how my hair would look. You went live. You rock. You did more than about 99% of the population can do. You went live. Congratulations. Tomorrow, maybe you could talk about one more thing, or the next time you go live. But I really want you to just dive in and just do it.
Yeah.
All your people are going to love you. They're all your friends that are on there with you.
Right. They all want you. I think that's an important thing to remember, that nobody is there to watch you fail anyways. They're all there to cheer you on. Nobody's there to watch anybody fail. Would you think that about your friend when they go live? No, of course not. So they're not thinking about that about you. Jackie, I love that you holding up the catalog. That kind of answers Tracy's question. She says, what if you don't have many products on hand? That's great. If you don't have that many products on hand, like Jackie said earlier, she doesn't have that brow stuff yet, but I know she wants it. But she found she can still talk about it without even having it physically in her hand. So don't let the products limit you. What are the other things you love about JAFRA? Do a Facebook Live about that. Janine asked quickly about closing the sale. I'm going to share a trick that Jackie already shared with me, and she can elaborate a little bit. But she assumes the sale. So it's when you go to my website and purchase this, not if you decide to. Just assume that, of course, people are going to want what you just talked about. You talked about a feature. You talked about a benefit. You've done your homework to really help them understand why this is a great product and why they need it. So go ahead and say, when you go to my website, X, Y, and Z. Just talk about it as though it's already done. That going to come through and help you close that sale. And say things like, my link is in my description, or I'm going to post my link below after this. Those kinds of things I think help close out the sale. Jackie, what do you think?
I think that's really important, to assume the sale. I know we've probably all heard terms like that, but it really does make sense. Of course they want what you're showing them, or they wouldn't be watching you in the first place. They're interested, to say the very, very least. But assuming the sale is so important, because when I share a picture of a product, I'll say, you guys, when you get this primer on your face, you're going to love it. Your foundation's going to go right after it, and then you're going to go ahead and finish it off with your powder. And it's up to you if you want the compact powder or the loose powder. You just let me know which one to put in your order, and I'll make sure that gets in there for you. So, I mean, I'm talking to them as if they want it. And then also, Hannah, real quick, I know we're running out of time. When someone is asking you or contacting you, Hannah and I have shared before, always engage with people, never leave them hanging, and engage ASAP. And I want to touch on one thing. We've talked about when they comment back or when they message us, but something that happens is Facebook will notify you when somebody likes or follows your page. And we haven't talked yet much about that. When Facebook tells you that, go click on that person and message them and tell you, hey, I just wanted to say thank you so much for liking my page today. You really made my day. That's all I say. A lot of times they don't answer back. They didn't want to engage with me. They just liked a makeup video or something I shared. But yesterday I did that, and the lady answered me back and said, wow, I didn't expect a message from you. Thank you so much. You just made my day right back. Hey, can you tell me more about signing up to be a JAFRA consultant? I told her a little bit more. She signed up and she ordered her fragrance pack straight out the gate. So yesterday I got a qualified new consultant just because I said, thank you for liking my page.
Yes, love that testimony. And I have similar stories. It's so important. Every time someone likes or loves, it's just another seed. And it's like another conversation that you can start to have and grow your business that way. We have 3 minutes, but Jackie, I do want you to answer Sarah's question really quickly because you wear glasses. She's asking about wearing glasses and how they defer blue light from your phone or computer when you do live. Can you just answer that really quickly? And then, and Jerry Ann, you asked how often should you do lives? You can do them as often as you want. Honestly, I don't think there's any magic number, but I think you need to just be consistent. So just decide. I go live 1 time a week as a baseline, and sometimes I'll sprinkle in more. I have other friends in direct selling companies, and she has like this very hardcore live regimen. She practically goes every day. And I don't get sick of it. I love her. So yeah, so Jackie, glasses. And then if you have any final comments about how many times to go live, then we'll close it out.
So these are the blue light blocking glasses. You can see how I look yellow underneath them. And you can see my eyes pretty well. However, all you can see is a light ring if I position my face up towards that ring. So just be conscious of where you're putting your light if you are going to wear glasses. And sometimes I have to put them on halfway through so I can see the comments on my live because my vision is pretty bad. Then these are ones that are not blue light blocking. So you can see the difference. It just has more to do with the lighting that you're using more than anything regular or blue light blocking. So blue light blocking is better for your eyes to protect them. But as far as going live, it doesn't really make a big difference in what you look like. Just be aware of where that light is. So not that that's a big deal. I mean, I've never had anybody get off my video because I was like this, but it is better if they could see your eyes. I get mine on Amazon, and I just put it in the search bar, glasses for women, blue light glasses for women. That's all you need to do. And then Hannah, what was the second part of that you wanted me? Oh, how often? Yeah. So that's completely up to you. Decide how you feel about that and calendar it. You know, I do Monday, Wednesday, Friday, but I don't do them all in the same place. So Wednesday is typically on my public page. I have Monday and Wednesday in other places because I have private groups. I have groups for just my consultants, all of that. But I don't want to do more than 3 days a week, typically, unless I have a surprise pop-up I want to show you. But choose if you just want to do makeup Mondays, if you just want to do fabulous Fridays, or if there's 2 days you want to do. Choose what fits into your schedule that you can be faithful to and you can be consistent with, and then calendar those days for yourself, be accountable to them, treat it like a business. That's where we go wrong with social media. We already go wrong in direct sales. We don't treat it like a business always, but then we really go wrong with our social media because that's just social media, but it's a vital part. It's the bloodline to a lot of our businesses. So be consistent and just know if you didn't show up to work at a regular job, your boss would fire you. So why do you not show up when you're the boss? Why don't you fire yourself then and see what happens, huh?
Yeah, I love it. And again, I think this is the perfect note to close on, is just be consistent. Just be consistent, right? My peeps know to expect me on Friday. I surprised them today with the Monday and they were like, ah, and they loved it. But it's like a fun thing, right? But just be consistent. I love that. Be accountable to yourself. Show up for yourself. This is your business. And be bold, be brave, and do a live because it's really going to help you grow. And just keep it consistent. You make a decision. You're not going to go wrong. No one wants to see you fail. You don't be shy about your shine. Just do it. Okay. So guys, this has been so awesome. Thank you so much. It's 7:01. So I want to be super mindful of everyone's time and respectful. Christina, I'll follow up with you about that somehow. Maybe you can also ask her later that question. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you so much.
Yes, and I recorded this, so I will try to get the recording out to the Amber region as well. love you guys. Believe in yourself. Your homework this week is to do a live. You can do it, and we will talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye, everyone.